My name is Judith Lustgarten.
Welcome, Judith.
Thank you. We need the CAPA bill passed, the Companion Animal Protection Act, which Craig spoke about, as they're doing one by one across the country. So therefore, if it can be better, and it's proven that it can, then it must. There's no other correct choice. This might get a little rough, guys, so sorry. Look up DOH, Mario Merlino. It says veterinary and pest control. How can these two words even be in the same title? To me, it says volumes. This business needs to be spun out of the DOH and an animal welfare department created. In every successful business, I'm a businesswoman, a numbers person, and a systems person. In every successful business, you put the proper people in the proper position with a proper plan, and just as importantly, the proper motivation. ACC has attorneys, publishers, writers, their friends, and union workers. This business requires qualified business, admin, marketing, and animal professionals, and they're not in place. They tell untruths. They discredit the advocates, saying we pass on misinformation. Remember, there's two sides to every story. ACC chooses not to disclose the dark side. They don't want you to know the living nightmare the advocates live through every day into every night over and over and over again. ACC receives funding under the DOH to provide a government function. They supersede law section 1983, which infringing on the First Amendment rights by deleting comments and blocking people on their Facebook page. They're superseding the law, and they're getting away with it. Risa and Matt, ASPCA, signed off in writing to Senator Avella about spay, neuter, kill. He asked about one animal. They said it was an anomaly. We've shown him a list of animals. Now they're close to 80 animals this has been done to. They lied in a January 16th meeting with the politicians, saying Austin Shelter is not a no-kill. They ship animals to outside facilities where they can be killed. This is untrue, and Austin is livid. We speak with them. Humane euthanasia means only killing an animal if terminally ill with no quality of life or truly a dangerous, vicious animal. ACC kills for kennel cough, which is like killing a child for a cold. Leash biting, being scared, lunging in the shelter. This isn't humane euthanasia. Animals here are treated like a disposable commodity. ACC has distance parameters. That's only relevant if they do home checks. They're not doing home checks. Miami doesn't have distance parameters. If an animal can find a safe home outside of that distance, more power, they go. But not here in New York. Contracts, DOH ACC, a 45-page contract that silences everyone. They're walking around like the Stepford Wives, all with same verbiage. It's like the Twilight Zone. ACC, ASPCA agreement. They decide if ACC's diseased environment is acceptable after the spay and neuter surgery. They think it is. It's not. New Hope contract lists 300 rescues. Only a handful pull animals. So people's precious time are wasted trying to pull off the kill list. ACC should be coordinating all this, but they're totally hands-off. This is their job, for God's sakes. This is what our tax dollars are paying for, but the advocates are doing it. If the public knew, the roar would be deafening. Advocates across the country and the world are networking our animal. People in Australia, Denmark, Holland, UK, Italy, even the Italian Senator Carla Rocchi sent a video plea to de Blasio saying, you're supposed to be the greatest city in the world, but your shelters are in utter disgrace. We have a vile reputation. It's all about the moral compass and professionalism. Motivation and mindset must change. It's time for a new regime of wisdom, moral and ethical integrity and responsibility, humanity, compassion, and justice for every animal who is unfortunate enough to walk through those disease-riddled doors.
There's
and I have no doubt.
a lot more passion behind you. There's a lot more people with passion, too. I want to make sure they all get a chance.
It'll be the biggest social movement of our times, at least one of them.
You know what?
Please help us get this right.
Keep the fire going, and it's very important to have your voices heard. I mean, there are elected officials who stand with you, and there are others who sometimes don't. So I think it's important to spread the word. It's politically sometimes not easy. You know, so there's a lot of forces.
We're counting on
There's
you.
a lot of forces on the other side too. So sometimes you find yourself
We've been fighting them for years.
Alone. So it's a struggle, and I think that's why I think funding it
battle.
and making the law so that whoever's after me and after us has the law, because then they can't get away from it. And then I think funding it is always important. And then I think taking the passion of the volunteers and actually do it and learning is very, very important. So thank you.
Yeah, we don't give out misinformation.